Welcome to another edition of the President's Diary for the period August 1 to 8, 2015. I'm your host, Janelle Carter. Thank you for joining us. This week we'll start on a light note as we give you some highlights on the President's emancipation activities as he urged citizens to build on the pillars of home, church, education, and entrepreneurship as they continue the process of emancipation. President pledges government's continued support to Upper Mazaruni District Games, and former President Burnham's rich legacy was remembered at a commemoration ceremony on the occasion of the 30th anniversary of his death. Here's a look at these and more stories. As President David Granger joined Barbadians to observe the 177th anniversary of the abolition of slavery, he urged them to build strong communities as they reflect on the legacy left by their foreparents. Each event truly showcased the rich talent of both youths and elders in the communities, even as the true heritage of Africans in various forms were on display. The head of state was accompanied by Minister within the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Karen Cummins, Minister within the Ministry of Education, Ms. Nicolette Henry, and regional officials as he participated in Emancipation Day activities in Region 6. The President's first stop was at Kildonan, where the number 28 Bushlot Adventure in Action group gave him a grand welcome. He also made his way to Liverpool, where the Hogstyle Lancaster Ibo group put on a cultural show. Over at Sandroot Village, the President enjoyed another cultural program.
We can talk all day about the past, about history. We can talk about 200 years of slavery. We can talk about the revolts. The Barbies revolt, the Demerara revolt, the Essequibo revolt. We can talk about the heroes who have died, of Kofi, of Damon, of Kwamina. But today, let us think about the future. Let us think about what emancipation meant for all of us living here today, and for our children and our children's children who have to inherit this country.
Noting that the struggles endured by our foreparents was not easy, President Granger said, the freedom inherited now should not be taken for granted.
And you made that freedom real on the 11th of May, 2015. You all came out in your numbers, and you all said that we want to preserve the freedom that our forefathers fought for 177 years ago. And today we are here to celebrate that freedom. And you must resolve that nobody will take away that freedom from you again.
Further, the President challenged the residents to play their role in building the nation by ensuring that every school-aged child in their respective communities are in school.
You want to stop, but you can't, for you were called to dance to that earthly song. This song, the drum, the drum, the drum, the drum, the drum, the drum.
On Sunday, President David Granger joined the Congregation of Freedom Life Ministries, Georgetown, as they celebrated their 7th anniversary with a grand ceremony at the Princess Street Cathedral. The President called on the religious communities to play their role in nation building. As the ceremony was held mere hours after Guyanese celebrated Emancipation Day, the President used the Emancipation message and called on the congregation to build on the pillars which have been left by the nation's foreparents.
Let us look back in order to look forward. Let us take into the future the lesson that was bequeathed to us by our foreparents on the 1st of August, 1838. I'm happy to be here in this church. I'm happy to share this message with you. Thank you, Bishop Prophet Joel, for your kind invitation. Thank you for your warm reception. But all I leave with you is that memory, that picture of the house that our foreparents created for all Guyanese, for Africans, Chinese, Portuguese, Indians, all of us have inherited the same villages that they founded. But those villages were founded on 4 pillars: the home, the church, the school, and hard work. Don't let us kick down any of those pillars. If you do, you'll be kicking down the pillars on which this country rests.
President Granger also stressed on the importance of society playing their role in keeping children in school and keeping families together. Sunday's church service was one of the many activities being hosted by Freedom Life Ministries as they celebrated their anniversary in Guyana. Last week, leader of the church, Prophet Joel Owagbo, and other members paid a courtesy call on the president where they extended the invitation to the head of state to be a part of the anniversary celebrations. President David Granger early Thursday morning paid tribute to Guyana's first executive president, Lyndon Forbes Sampson Burnham, on the occasion of the 30th death anniversary. The ceremony was held at the mausoleum at the 7 Ponds in the Botanical Gardens, where his remains were laid to rest. President Granger, as he reflected on the life and work of the late president, spoke of the insurmountable challenges that President Burnham was faced with when he assumed office in 1964 and his unwavering support to restore social cohesion, promote inclusion, and to nurture national unity.
Guyana remembers Forbes Burnham as a counselor, as a guide, as a leader, and as a teacher, for his pioneering premiership, for his extraordinary, exemplary, and visionary leadership, for his statesmanship, and for his guardianship of our young nation. Guyana remembers Forbes Burnham with respect and reverence for his compassion when, on assuming office in 1964, he faced the challenge of repairing a fractured nation which had been wounded by the weapons of internecine war.
The head of state also spoke of the many initiatives taken by Burnham which were aimed at building the spirit of nationhood among Guyana's 6 people. Some of these initiatives, President Granger said, include deepening cultural awareness and understanding and encouraging national art, dance, drama, literature, and music. The late President Burnham was also remembered for his contribution to the education sector, social and economic empowerment of the nation, and his zero-tolerance policy against foreign aggression. He was Prime Minister of Guyana from 1964 and as President from 1980 until the time of his death in 1985 at the age of 62. He was a lawyer, a politician, a fierce freedom fighter, and a father of 6 children. President David Granger lauded the Upper Mazaruni District Sports Council for their efforts to sustain their annual sport event, one where youths and a number of neighboring Upper Mazaruni villages are given an opportunity to showcase their athletic skills and be involved in something that is uniquely theirs. On Thursday, the head of state and First Lady Mistress Sandra Granger, Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Sidney Allicock, Minister within the Ministry of Communities Ms. Dawn Hastings, and Director of Sports Christopher Jones joined residents of Upper Mazaruni at the Jawala Community Ground in Region 7 to reaffirm the government's support for this annual event with a check in the amount of $1 million. In his remarks to the 11 participating team, President Granger said the games should be used as a model for other communities around the country to emulate.
These games are made possible by your own sweat, by your own effort, by your own funds, by your own initiative. This is what I'm most impressed about. That no government has to tell you to arrange these games. You did it for yourselves. People have walked 1 day, 2 days to get here. All I'd like to ask you is to remember that 10 months from now, we'll be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Guyana's independence. So I'd like the 2016 Upper Mazaruni Games to be dedicated to Guyana's independence.
The head of state also told the gathering that his government is committed to making the event bigger as it allows youth to be more involved in the various sports disciplines. Speaking of the administration's commitment towards youth development, President Granger said it is his vision to see well-established sports facilities in all regions, noting that the Upper Mazaruni District is already one step ahead, having introduced this much-anticipated annual event.
We must add to what you have done so that every year we don't start again. And I would like to feel that in every single region of this country, there will be some major sports center with good facilities, good pavilions, good toilets and bathrooms, good accommodation, so that we come out of the tents and we start producing quality games that people from all over the country will want to come and see.
This year, participating teams hail from villages such as Arau, Parima, Waramadong, Camarang, Kako, Kwabanang, Jawala, Mbambadai, Chinawing, Philippi, and Isinaru. That's all in this week's diary for the period August 1 to 8, 2015. But before we go, these were some of the highlights. President Granger calls on citizens to build stronger communities as Guyana observed 177 years of the abolition of slavery. Upper Mazaruni Games should be a model activity for other communities. Late President Burnham's rich legacy remembered at 30th death anniversary, and call made for churches to play a greater role in nation building. Do join us again next week when we will once again update you on the Head of State's activities. I'm Janelle Carter. Do have a safe and productive week ahead. But in the interim, for more information, contact us via email at gina.gov.gy@gmail.com or visit our website www.gina.gov.gy.